Hey everybody, welcome back. So I'm back from my trip, got back last week. I've got some catching up to do. We've got to spin the wheel for the last tournament that was listed before I left was at Blackledge, and it was for the Aero Swing Speed Stick. So we're going to spin the wheel, see who wins that one. And also Low Net is going to get shaft grip markers for your golf clubs. I gave those away once before. I'll put those up on the screen so you can see what those look like. All right, so let's spin the wheel, mix these up, and then I'm going to talk about my trip. We're going to spin the wheel again and give away some prizes from St. Andrews. So stick around after this. Everybody's in from that week. There's 74 entries. Here we go. Stu's Crew Golf. Stu's Crew Golf. Congrats, Stu. I'm glad to see Stu finally takes one home. That's awesome. Congrats again. Let me get some swag together and we're going to spin the wheel again. But first, I'm going to tell you a little bit about my trip. First, we flew into Dublin. It was about a 5.5-hour flight from Boston. We get to Dublin, spend 5 days there. It was our anniversary, 33 years. I'm not going to bore you with dinner details and, nights out in Dublin, although the Temple Bar was fantastic. What a good time the Temple Bar was. Also, the Guinness Distillery and the Jameson Distillery, those are worth staying awake for. We'll move on to golf. Great time in Ireland. So then we fly from Dublin to Edinburgh, and it was about a 40-minute flight. So once you're in Europe, the short flights are very affordable. And then it was about an hour-and-a-half drive from Edinburgh Airport to St. Andrews. And we stayed at a place called the Fairmont. Fantastic. People were great, hospitality, beautiful facility. They had amazing restaurants on site, really cool sports bar, 2 golf courses on site, the Kittocks course, which was my favorite course over there, and the Torrance course. Torrance, not as jaw-dropping as the Kittocks course. Kittocks course is a coastal gem. Every hole had a view on the ocean. Torrance is on the ocean too, but it's set inland a little bit more from the water, but also a really nice course. We got drenched playing the Torrance, so I was only able to get through 9 holes. We made the turn. It was pouring. My wife said, "That's it. We're done." I said, "All right." Well, I'm not going to argue with her. I'm over here playing golf. Funny story about the sports bar. We went there for dinner the second night, and we're sitting at the bar, and kind of like bar food. I had a burger, and we had some appetizers. We leave the bar. Now there's a simulator in there. Don't get too excited because it's not a Bogeys backyard golf simulator. No GSPro. It was a full swing simulator. And I'll be honest with you, it was a nice setup, but not impressed at all. I looked at it. I watched these guys swinging in there. I wasn't impressed. So go GSPro. Now we leave the bar, go back to the room, and just hanging out. And I'm scrolling through social media, and I see Peter Finch posts on his Instagram account, and I'm looking at it, and he's in a simulator, and he's swinging out of his shoes. I said to my wife, look at this. He's here. He was in the sports bar that we had just left. Now, it was like an hour later when I saw this. So I immediately get dressed. I'm like, let's go. We're going down there. Finch is here. We got to see if he's still in there. Run over to the sports bar. He's gone. They closed. He left. Bummer. The next morning, we see his media crew. They were all there. They were staying at the Fairmont. And I guess he was there for a full week filming at the different courses. So Finch was there. Pretty cool knowing he was there. And I just missed him in the sports bar. That would have been a lot of fun to see him. I really like Peter Finch. I follow his stuff. So we headed over to Kingsbarns. And that's just up the road from St. Andrews. One of my absolute favorites of the trip. I could have stayed there all day. It did start to rain on us there, but we made it through. We had caddies and just a great time. Actually, what you see on the screen here is a really nice course, a lot like Kingsbarns by Judge Shea. And this is the 8th hole, par 3. I hit it short left on the fringe, and I had a long birdie putt, and I just missed it. But that was a really fun hole. What views! I mean, look at it. Now, this is GSPro, but it's amazing. Now, I'll tell you, the first hole, I'll put a clip up of the tee shot anyway.
John, good ball. You played before? Yeah, definitely.
I hit a bullet down the middle, perfect tee shot. Now, my wife is attempting to film as I play, but she's playing too, so it's kind of difficult. We had caddies with us and 2 other people in the group, so it wasn't easy. Plus the rain came. It's too difficult. But after I hit my tee shot on the first hole, it was my first swing of the trip because Kingsbarn was the first course I played. My second shot, she's not filming. And I fly it over the green. I'm in the fescue on the backside, about 20, maybe 25, 30 yards past the hole. But I'm in the high stuff. And I'm looking at my ball and I'm saying, there's no way I'm getting out of this. I hole it. First hole, I hole it from off the green. Epic shot. Caddies are jumping. No camera. Camera's not going. I forgave her. She doesn't think I did, but I did. I forgave her. Anyway, moving on from that. Kingsbarn, another gem. If you ever get to St. Andrews, make sure you check that one out. There's also a DP World Tour event going on there the following week. They were setting up while we were there. They were setting up grandstands and getting the course ready. It's a beautiful place. Now, the old course, that's the big one, right? Well, timing just didn't work out for us to get on the ballot. You need 2 full days once you put in for it. And the way it worked, I went in on a Saturday. Sundays, they're closed. So it automatically puts you to Tuesday because they don't count Sunday. The course is owned by the residents and it becomes a public park. So every Sunday, it's just open for anyone to walk your dog, have a picnic, sit on the bridge, whatever you want to do. It's open to the public on Sundays. So they push it to Tuesday. The only problem is Monday, there was a tournament scheduled. So Monday had to be excluded too. So now it moves to Wednesday for the ballot. Unfortunately, Wednesday is the day that we flew out. So unfortunately for me, it didn't happen this trip, but I plan on going back, no question. Next year, I'm going to plan another trip. I want to get back there. Got to play the old course. The good news is I still got the full tour of the golf course. So I walked the fairways, I stood on the Swilcan Bridge, total goosebumps. I mean, you can feel the history in the ground when you're standing there on that golf course. We also hit the town center, saw the castles, the university, the beaches, the golf museum is there, there's an aquarium there. Of course, the bars, the two infamous bars, the Jigger Inn, which is, they call it the greatest 19th hole in the world. It sits right on the golf course over by 17. So you got the Jigger Inn and the Dunvegan. I had to do it, both of them. So we went into both places. They both live up to the hype, no question about it. The Dunvegan, we walk in and there's just pictures everywhere of all of the golf legends that walk through there. Wall to wall, ceilings covered. It's a little place, small bar area, not a ton of seating. The rooms above just has that really cool vibe to it. I had a great time there. We were there for hours. Sat at the bar, made friends with the bartender. I happen to have some American dollars in my pocket. Nobody, I guess, carries money over there because it's all plastic. It's pounds only. So your American dollars aren't going to do anything for you over there. So don't even bother bringing it. I had a few bucks in my pocket for like the airport when we got back to Boston and when we left in case I needed something. But other than that, you might as well leave your money at home because it's just plastic. Plastic gets you everywhere. But I did have a few bucks in my pocket and my wife signed a $5 bill, hashtag Bogeys Backyard Golf. Bartender took it, pinned it up above the register. We had a conversation. We talked about my YouTube channel. He checked it out on his phone. Really good time at the Dunvegan. Definitely a place you want to see if you visit St. Andrews. He also let us go behind the bar, pour a beer. Just a great time. So happy we went in there. It was busy, and luckily we found 2 seats at the bar. From what I understand, that's not easy to do. So then there's the Old Course shop. I wasn't able to get too much because airline luggage rules, they're not exactly forgiving. But I was able to grab some small stuff and bring it home. And that's what we're going to do right now. So I'm going to spin the wheel, put some packages together. It's little stuff, but at the same time, go well on your wall or in your sim room, whatever it may be. We're going to spin the wheel and you're about to find out. All right, let's get to it. All right, I'm back. Yep, we got a hoodie on. It's later in the evening. It's a little chilly out. And we're going to spin the wheel. All right, so here's a preview of what I have on the table. Some shirts, St. Andrews head cover, a tumbler, got some yardage books, some scorecards from the pro shop, Kingsbarns flag, the old course flag, some divot repair tools, some ball markers, and some bag tags. And I do have one other item coming, which I'm going to give away within the next 2 weeks. Once it gets here, I couldn't take it with me. I had to have it shipped, but that'll be a surprise later. So there is one more item coming from Scotland that I'll be giving away. Okay, with that being said, let's spin the wheel. We're going to have 3 winners. Let's shuffle them up. Your name is probably in there 3 or 4 times if you played. I just copied and pasted from 3 events. The odds really aren't going to change. It's just a lot easier for me. All right, here we go. First winner coming up. Bad Golfer 26. All right, let's close that one up. Let's give him another shuffle. Second winner. You should put my glasses on, I can't see. JDMST 71. I think he's a Connecticut guy, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, we'll close that one. Give it another shuffle. Oh, D-Lud almost got it. Oh! D-Lud was on the corners there. Both ends of Frank Thomas. Could that be Frank Thomas? F.R. Thomas. Okay. So F.R. Thomas is a winner. How do we get, let's check out the results. So Bad Golfer 26, JDMST 71, and I'm going to call him Frank Thomas. F.R. Thomas. All right, guys, that's going to do it. I hope you enjoyed the video. Hope I didn't bore you on my experience. I know it was kind of a long video, but I figured I'd share it with you. Some of you guys may appreciate that. And that's going to do it for tonight. Thanks for watching. See you next time.